watching, as you see, the topic for today is the Romanization of Christ and Christianity. The Romanization of Christ and Christianity. Before going any further, let's be clear on what we mean by the Romanization. All right? At the time, people, that the Jesus of the Bible walked the earth. And notice how I'm saying that the Jesus of the Bible walked the earth. The world was under the dominion or under the rule of the Greco-Roman culture. And the reason why we always connect those two words is because they were virtually synonymous. Okay, the areas were geographically right next to each other, Rome and Greece. And they were the two powers of the then known world among the Europeans. And the power not only extended from Europe, but it actually extended all the way down into Africa as well. All right? And we need to understand that. So therefore, all of the teachings, all of the concepts, all of the belief systems that were put into the people came from the tenets or the basis of Rome and Greece. All right, we need to understand the power of Rome. Rome is the most powerful entity on this planet. Please understand that. And when I say Rome, I really, to even narrow it down some more, we mean the Roman Catholic Church in particular. There is no entity on this planet as powerful as the Roman Catholic Church. Now, a lot of people literally think that the Roman Church is not that powerful, but that countries are powerful. Well, brothers and sisters, let me tell you what's more powerful than a person's political perspective. What is more powerful than a person's political or national perspective is their religious perspective. The Romanization of Christ is something that took place in the 4th century AD. All right? At the Council of Nicaea. That's when it began. You may want to write that down. The Nicene Council. All right? And you see I think I do have in today's notes, the Nicene Creed on page 2, and we'll get to that, which is the creed that was the result of what was decided at the Nicene Council. Okay? And of course, the Roman Emperor Constantine was over the Nicene Council. He was the emperor. He was the ruler. He was the HNIC at that time. Okay? And what Constantine said is what went. Anybody who disagreed with Constantine was dealt with in a very harsh way. It was not popular to go against Constantine. All right?
Many Bible believers today have followed tradition handed down by previous generations. They believe and were taught that Sunday is the proper day of worship, that the Savior changed the day of worship from the Jewish Sabbath to Sunday. The adoption of Sunday as the Christian Sabbath has little to do with the Bible and everything to do with Constantine the Great over 300 years after the Messiah's death. Constantine was emperor of the Roman Empire from 306 to 337 CE. He was a sun worshipper who on his deathbed converted to Christianity. In 321 CE, while still a sun worshipper, Constantine established Sunday as the day of worship. He decreed,
"On the venerable day of the sun, let the magistrates and people residing in cities rest, and let all workshops be closed."
In this coin circulated by Constantine in 317 CE, we see the face of Constantine on one side, and on the other the figure of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. The sun god was also known as Mithras, and his birth was on December 25th. This date was adopted as the birth of Christ, and became the date for Christmas many centuries later. Clearly, Constantine was an avid worshipper of the sun god Sol Invictus. Amazingly, Martin Luther, the champion of the modern-day Protestant movement, said,
They allege that the Sabbath changed into Sunday, the Lord's Day, contrary to the Decalogue as it appears. Neither is there any example more boasted of than the changing of the Sabbath day. Great, say they, is the power and authority of the Church, since it dispensed with one of the 10 Commandments.
We need to understand this thing. This is serious. Yeah, buddy. So Constantine went on to defeat his rivals and became the Holy Roman Emperor, Constantine, who has been portrayed in all his regal robes, celebrating Christian rights and declaring himself a Christian, yet still tolerating the pagan cults of the day, using them all as a means to his political ends of unifying the empire. And guess what? And to this day, Constantine is remembered for, quote, freeing the Christians and Christianizing the empire. In fact, he Romanized Christ and Christianity. The degree to which Constantine sought to synthesize Christianity and paganism, and when we say synthesize, we mean to blend them together. All right? He literally took his pagan beliefs of sun worship. All right? He believed in the sun god Sol Invictus. In fact, it was Constantine who decreed that Sunday should be the day of worship, or in Latin, dies solis, the day of the sun. And that's how we end up with Sun's Day, which we now call Sunday.